A shocking declaration has just surfaced, and it could flip the Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively case upside down. Out of nowhere, an unnamed individual has stepped into the spotlight, alleging a series of dark encounters with the It Ends With Us director. They're claiming repeated clashes, negative behavior, and even verbal abuse. And here's the part no one saw coming. Their statement suggests Baldoni was actually barred from being on set for most of the production. But that's only the beginning, because this mysterious witness might be the very person who changes everything when the case heads to trial. On September 4th, a new declaration quietly entered the court record, and its contents could not be more explosive. An anonymous individual, their identity fully redacted, came forward with claims that paint a disturbing picture of Justin Baldoni's behavior behind the scenes. In their words, they endured repeated negative interactions with the actor-director and his team. Even more damning, they accuse Baldoni of outright verbal abuse, so severe that he was reportedly not allowed on set for the majority of the production. But the allegations didn't stop there. This person went as far as to request that Baldoni be completely excluded from marketing and publicity efforts tied to the project. Buried in the document is also a reference to Steve Sarowitz, the co-founder of Baldoni's own Wayfarer Studios, linked to a mysterious meeting. What role Sarowitz played remains unclear, but the implication of his name only deepens the intrigue. And as startling as this testimony sounds, it's just one piece of a much larger battle about to unfold. The backdrop to all of this is already one of Hollywood's most talked about legal wars. Back in December, Blake Lively stunned the industry by filing a sexual harassment complaint against Baldoni, her own director and co-star in It Ends With Us. The move shocked fans, who had watched the two promote the film side by side just months earlier. Baldoni didn't stay silent. Instead, he struck back with a jaw-dropping $400 million countersuit, not just against Lively, but also her husband, Ryan Reynolds. The claim was ambitious, but in June, a judge dismissed the countersuit entirely, leaving Baldoni on the defensive once again. And now, all eyes are locked on March 2026, when the trial is officially set to begin. That's where things could get even more explosive, because the anonymous person who filed this new declaration is expected to testify. Their words could carry serious weight in a courtroom already bracing for Hollywood-level drama. For years, Justin Baldoni carried the image of Hollywood's good guy. Fans first fell in love with him as Raphael in Jane the Virgin, where his charm and sensitivity made him a household name. From there, he seemed to step seamlessly into a new role: director, producer, and advocate, often speaking publicly about kindness, vulnerability, and using storytelling to inspire change. That reputation only grew when he took on It Ends With Us, adapting Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel. The film exploded at the box office, pulling in huge numbers and cementing Baldoni as a rising director. But behind the success, cracks were already forming. Instead of being celebrated for the hit, Baldoni found himself dragged into headlines about toxic set environments, fractured relationships, and mounting legal battles. The contrast couldn't be starker. The man known for promoting empathy and positivity now faces accusations of cruelty, verbal abuse, and professional sabotage. And for many fans, the question is becoming impossible to ignore. Was his public persona always just a carefully crafted image? The declaration's most shocking claim is that Baldoni was allegedly sidelined during the production he was supposed to lead. Imagine being the director of a blockbuster film, and then being told you can't even be on set for most of it. That's exactly what this anonymous witness suggests happened. And fans online have been buzzing about it for months. Rumors spread that tension between Baldoni and Blake Lively was constant, with clashes so intense that it became impossible to ignore. Whispers of disagreements over creative choices and on-set authority only fueled speculation that the film's glossy exterior was hiding a storm. Even after cameras stopped rolling, the drama didn't fade. Reports claim there were disputes about who should front the marketing campaign, and Baldoni's alleged exclusion from PR events may have been a sign of just how deep the fractures ran. For a project that was supposed to showcase unity and artistry, it instead became a stage for an escalating power struggle. The fallout doesn't stop with Justin Baldoni himself. His company, Wayfarer Studios, is now squarely in the spotlight. In the declaration, co-founder Steve Sarowitz is specifically named in connection to a mysterious meeting. While the details remain vague, the mere mention of his involvement raises uncomfortable questions. Did the studio overlook what was happening? Or worse, did they knowingly allow the alleged behavior to continue? Hollywood insiders are already buzzing about what this could mean for Wayfarer's future. Once hailed as a studio built on uplifting, socially conscious storytelling, it now faces the possibility of being defined by controversy and courtroom battles. With legal costs piling up and reputational damage mounting, some are even speculating whether Wayfarer Studios can survive the storm at all. And as the company fights to defend its image, Baldoni's own legal team is doubling down with an aggressive counter-narrative. Through it all, Justin Baldoni has refused to stay silent. His attorney, Brian Friedman, has gone on record claiming that Blake Lively's lawsuit is nothing more than a calculated smear campaign designed to destroy Baldoni's career. They insist that every allegation, whether from Lively or from anonymous voices, is false and that the real truth will come out in court. Friedman even hinted that Baldoni's team plans to amend several of their claims against Lively, promising new evidence and what he called refined allegations. In other words, the battle is far from over, and Baldoni appears determined to fight until the very end. But while the legal teams wage war, public opinion remains deeply divided. Some fans still see Baldoni as the inspiring figure they've followed for years, standing firm against what they believe is character assassination. Others, however, view the mounting accusations as impossible to ignore, siding with Lively and questioning whether Baldoni's carefully polished image is finally cracking. The reactions online have been nothing short of explosive. Fans who once praised Justin Baldoni for his wholesome, inspirational image are now openly questioning if it was all just a facade. Social media threads are flooded with comments from people who say they feel betrayed, unable to reconcile the man who preached empathy with the accusations of verbal abuse and toxic behavior. But not everyone is convinced. Some argue this is just another messy case of Hollywood power politics, a he said, she said, battle where the truth may never be crystal clear. For these voices, the ongoing lawsuits are less about morality and more about influence, money, and control. No matter which side people fall on, one thing is certain: Baldoni's reputation has already taken a hit. Industry insiders are quietly speculating about whether he'll be able to land major directing gigs in the future, or if It Ends With Us will forever be remembered as the film that sparked a scandal rather than a success. So the question remains, was Justin Baldoni unfairly targeted in a ruthless Hollywood feud, or is the carefully polished image of one of the industry's good guys finally starting to crack? The declaration, the lawsuits, and the rumors have all left fans wondering who to believe. And with a courtroom showdown looming, the stakes couldn't be higher. Only time, and the trial itself, will reveal the full truth. But until then, the court of public opinion is already in session. What do you think? Are these allegations signs of something darker, or just another Hollywood power struggle spinning out of control? Drop your thoughts below, and let's see where you stand, because one thing's for sure, fans may never look at Justin Baldoni the same way again.